In this video, we're going to make a really cool program. This program writes out full times tables for any number the user puts in. And the best of all, it only uses 3 lines of Python code. So before we get started, let me ask you, could you write a program that vertically gave you the numbers 0 to 12 on the output? So stop the video and have a go yourself. See if you can get the output of 0 through to 12 running down here in the output. After you've had a go, come back and continue the video. Okay, I'm going to assume you had a go at that. So this is the variable, and the range takes the parameters of 0 to 13 in this case. Now that will produce the numbers but not in the output, so we have to output that. So print the variable I, and let's see what happens. So this I variable here is going to output. It's starting at 0 and we get that vertical output. Now we could actually make that something ridiculous and in an instant. And this is where the real strength of programs come in, is, the ones we do, we're only doing small amounts of data, but we're building a strong foundation. When you tackle large data sets, when you can do these sort of calculations in an instant, it really shows you the power of computing and what can be done. Okay, so if that's our output here, so if we just concatenated this output, let's say we had a string of the letter X, and we concatenate that with a comma, and if we had a string of equals, you'll be able to see how this takes place. So now if we get the user's input, let's say 5, we can just have 5 down the left hand column plus this, and then all we have to do is at the end is multiply the user's input by this variable and have that at the end. So let's add that to the program. So variable called number is going to store an integer version of the user input, and the user input will have this prompt text. So let's run the program now. Enter a number from 0 to 12 and I will give you the times table. So if I put in 6, we're not finished yet, but you can see our program is almost taken shape. So now the last step is, in the concatenation, we simply have to actually do the calculation of this variable by this I variable that's looping through this for loop. It's going to be 6 times the variable I and so what's going to happen is it's going to say 6 times 0 equals, it will work out 6 times 0 being 0, and then it will go 6 times 1 equals 6 times 1. Let's try it and see. And just like that, we have a working times table. Now we can put in any number from 0 to 12 as specified here. We could put in 0. We could put in 12, 8. So this is a really cool, quick and easy program to get people interested in Python and JavaScript. So let's do the JavaScript version now. It's going to follow a very similar logic. So in JavaScript, a for loop looks like this. For, now we declare the variable and give it a value of 0. For I equals 0. And then we semicolon separate it. Now we say, as long as, keep looping until the variable hits a certain point. So in this case, it's going to hit 12. And each time we want to increment that I value. So it will go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then it will stop. So the code we want to run is inside these brackets. And we'll build it up again in the same manner. So let's just start with I. Okay, we need a semicolon here. Okay, first thing is that by default the numbers go horizontally. So I need to put some code into the document right and break space. Let's have a look at this now. Okay, now like we did before, we can concatenate the letter X as a string Okay, we'll put a space either side of that. We'll do an equals here. Equals, I'll put a space either side of that and concatenate the break space. So now we need user input. Declare the variable called number and give it the value of the user input, which we're telling them to give a number between 0 and 12. And now we can put the value of that variable there and concatenate that. We're still not quite finished, but let's have a look. 7. And then the last step is to actually do the calculation of number times the variable I and concatenate that with the break space. So this is a nice short video. We're going to leave it there. But this is one, if you want to give your students something easy but motivating for the future, as long as you understand it yourself and where things can go wrong. Like for example, as you saw before, I didn't put a semicolon here, I had a comma. So I'm going to leave that in there to show you that's a possible debugging. What you can do here is you can right click, inspect element, and go to console, and you can get some clues there. It's not foolproof, but it can sometimes give you a clue. So like anything, try it a few times yourself, have the correct answer somewhere that you can refer to or the students can grab, and go for it.